Show hosts, thank you for choosing W4WN Radio.
Welcome to my radio and TV show, Debi Changes Lives. I'm Debi, a certified holistic health coach. I revitalize people's lives by helping them identify the root causes of their health issues and create a custom natural holistic strategy to address them in the areas of mind, body, and soul. As a health coach, I'm not allowed to say that I treat, cure, prevent, diagnose any diseases. I certainly can make your body more efficient by reducing symptoms. You'll feel better, be more productive, and enjoy life more. Very few people have released 70 pounds, and turned around their health and had a health transformation. And I actually did that, and I kept fit for over a decade. And I also became a half marathon runner. Mindset is the key for lasting change. As a certified holistic health coach, I offer a custom approach where I help you in many different areas of health and mindset. I guide you to clean, toxic-free foods and high-quality essential nutrients. My coaching is for optimizing your health, releasing weight, and enhancing your mindset. You'll see and feel the differences with my coaching programs. Ask me at my complimentary consultation button of my link tree, which is at Debi Changes Lives, DebiChangesLives, LIV as in victory, ES.com/linktree, LINKTREE. And I'll guide you to your better life and health. And with my mindset coaching, I do help people release stress and also reduce emotions and entanglements from the past. Many people don't realize that emotions are tied with vibrational energy, and low vibrational emotions like fear, frustration, and doubt can slow you down. And not only that, it can slow you down physically and mentally. Today on my show, I have Dr. Taylor Mitchell, a traditional naturopath. Taylor followed in the footsteps of her grandparents, who had a 30-year practice of mainly treating cancer and many other health issues that you can think of. She was inspired as a young age to help people not only physically, but also emotionally. And Dr. Taylor is especially passionate about lifting people up and helping them become their own healers. She also formulates advanced harmonics and distributes it to practitioners all over the United States. Today, we'll be discussing harmonizing physical and emotional imbalances. So let's welcome Dr. Taylor Mitchell, a traditional naturopath. Dr. Mitchell, welcome to my show.
Thank you so much for having me.
Okay, your camera's not coming up, but we will talk. For some reason, you have camo up. I don't know if you have multiple cameras, but
it says it's working on my end. I'm not sure why it's not working.
Okay. Well, you know what? We can talk and continue with the show. There you go. Yay!
Yay! We got it. Thank goodness.
Okay. Now that we have that behind us.
Thank God it worked. I'm so grateful.
Why did you become a naturopath?
It's a great question. I kind of feel like it chose me. At a young age, I was put on lots of medication and I had bad reactions to it. And I developed health issues. And my grandparents were kind of in my ear and in my parents' ear saying, hey, there's lots of side effects to medications. There's other avenues we can take besides pharmaceutical drugs and stuff like that. And so over the years, my parents and I just both saw how my health declined with the pharmaceuticals. And so then we eventually, years later, listened to my grandparents and started taking the stuff that they recommend. And my health just started to get better. And so that happened. And then I look around me, I see all these people who have health issues and they're taking all this medication. And since I have personal experience with how medication can sometimes help, but most cases can make people worse over time. And so I started saying, hey, I want to help you. I can help you. And it just kind of started from there, you know?
You know what? That's pretty much what happened to me too. I've
Oh,
had
yeah.
bad reactions from medication. I don't know if you know this, but I actually worked the Olympics for NBC TV.
Wow.
And I was on a medication that was really awful that wouldn't let me sleep, and
Dang.
it made it really hard to work. So, but anyways, those bad reactions do happen, yeah, and I think that drug has been taken off the market. Yeah, I don't remember the name of it, so don't ask me. That's a bad experience.
Yeah.
But I can relate, and yeah, everyone loves you, Dr. Mitchell.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate you, AJ. Good to see you.
Yeah, yeah. So, and I- I've also been luckily enough to be able to get off of depression medication too. So I'm really grateful for that.
That's
So
great.
yeah, that's what we kind of share something in common that way. Um, Now, what are some root cause that you've seen in people's lives?
That's a great question. So, here in the United States, we're up against a lot of different things. There's agricultural, industrial chemicals that are in our air. We're up against microplastics. We're up against pesticides in our food, in our water, things like that. And so, we're set up in a lot of ways for our health to decline. And it takes people like yourself to educate people about how we have to eat healthy, we have to take nutrition, we have to take care of our mental health as well. But root causes, oftentimes, nutrient deficiencies, toxicity, environmental toxins, stress, radiation, EMFs. I know we're going to get into that.
Mhm.
But there's so many things that can wreak havoc on our body and so many root causes. And so each person's different, heavy metals, parasites, bacteria, candida, fungus, mold. There's so many different types of bacteria, so many different types of viruses. Some will argue that some viruses are man-made, and so some aren't. But that's another issue that people are up against. So it's really important that we take care of ourselves, on many levels.
Very true, because recently you were talking about parasites. I've actually had a parasite problem, and I personally, tried to go to the doctors to get some help, and I wasn't getting much help. And I pay attention to moon cycles. I don't know about you, but I really do. And I noticed that with my parasites, it was getting more active with the full moon, and also active in a different way with a new moon. And I was like, this is a parasite problem. And I did a 3 months full moon cleanse, which
That's
made a
awesome.
really big difference in my health. And then I realized I wasn't taking enough probiotics, and I tripled them, and I got over the hump.
That's
I'm
interesting.
back to normal now.
Yeah, that's awesome. So on a full moon, that's actually when all of the parasite eggs hatch. So that's
Mhm.
when you'll that's the best time to start a parasite cleanse. It's on a full moon.
Yeah, it's on a full moon. And I learned from Dr. Joanne Conaway that it's best to do it for 3 months, because you get the adult eggs, right? And then you get the, kind of juvenile eggs, and it kind of cleans it all up at the end. So that's why 3 months is a great way of doing it. Instead of just
Mhm.
some people do 14 days and things like that. That may not work. So
Yeah, for sure.
yeah. So I personally was using some good herbs with that. And you know, what would you recommend for a parasite problem?
It's a great question. There's depending on the state of your body, some people can handle things better than others. I think that having a healthy mindset is where we all should start, making sure our bodies are properly hydrated, that we have a healthy body before we do any type of detox. We really want to make sure that our bodies and organs can handle it. And then there's different types of herbs and vitamins and minerals and amino acids and enzymes that we can take to help get rid of parasites. I don't want to give any right now because then people will go take them and it's a process. I definitely recommend working with a practitioner before
Yes.
just taking a parasite complex. I wouldn't recommend going on Amazon and ordering one there with no
Mhm.
guidance. You need guidance because it's a process. There's certain foods you can and cannot eat. there's certain things you need to engage in, and there's, you've got to make sure that you're eliminating. One thing I will add is that during a parasite complex or a protocol, I definitely recommend colon hydrotherapy. And why that is because it helps detox your body. It helps clean out your colon, your large and small intestines, and your organs. If they can't eliminate on their own, you can literally see parasites come out of you while you're getting this done. And it's so helpful to have your body let go and release during. It
Yes.
makes it so much easier for your body just to let it go.
And I completely agree with you. They shouldn't go do something like a parasite cleanse without some kind of protocol from somebody that knows what they're doing.
For sure.
So, but anyways, let's get off the parasites. Now, how do relationships affect our healing? So you were talking about mindset earlier. I mean, sometimes relationships can tank your mindset. What's your take on that?
That's a great question. So relationships can affect everything. Because the people want to show me your future, show me the 5 closest people in your life, because their mindset and their reality becomes your reality. Their eating habits. Like if you hang out with people who eat nachos and Tostitos pizza all the time and drink soda, you eventually will as well. You hang out with people who smoke cannabis on a daily basis, you probably will start smoking cannabis. You hang out with people who hike all the time, you're probably going to start hiking. So just people's habits, eating habits, mindset, positive or negative, we pick up on it. And so, relationships can affect so much as well. Our growth, our how we can evolve in this lifetime, how we can be healthier or unhealthier. So it's so important that we are around people who lift us up, people who are living a purposeful life, people who want good for the world, that kind of thing. It's good to have high standards when it comes to relationships than low standards, and in my opinion.
Yeah, and it does relate to the emotional component too, because as I said in the intro, when you are around people that are having low vibrational energies, who are maybe combative, as I'm going to say, that's going to drain you,
Totally.
And it's going to slow down your body system. It's going to slow you down physically, and that's why it's really important to be around people that uplift you and that encourage you, that help you become a better you.
Definitely.
And that's where coaches and doctors come in and play, like you. So yeah, and to get a little bit more into the emotions, other than what I just said, how else do emotions affect our health?
It's a great question. I love your questions. They're wonderful. So, Chinese medicine has been saying for literally thousands of years, you can find studies, research, evidence that our emotions affect our physical health. So, if I can give you an example, I had a client who didn't have any previous health conditions. Her daughter had a seizure out of nowhere, and she broke out into a full body rash with strep. And she has no idea where this came from, but all the stress made that virus just come alive and just wreak havoc on her body. So stress can affect us in so many ways, and depending on which emotion you're feeling, because the Chinese medicine has amazing books and tons of research on this. Each emotion is affected to different organs. Like the lungs are associated with grief, the liver is associated with anger, the digestive tract associated with many things. but
Yeah.
So it's really important that we take care of our mental health. And so then we can also take care of our physical health. I say people that are stressed out all the time, it doesn't matter if you eat all organic and you exercise. If you are stressed out all the time, you are going to experience symptoms. And so emotions are directly related. And you can even, like massage therapists can feel it. Like you're stressed out, there's tension in your shoulders and in your back and your hips. We hold on to emotion in our bodies. And so just having the tools to let that go can be so beautiful. And I love doing that with people because I also offer a hands-on emotional healing modality, and I'm able to help people let things go. Lifetime of abuse from their parents or whatever. People can forgive and let go. And forgiveness is so important, not because the person deserves forgiveness, because sometimes people don't deserve forgiveness, but forgiveness and allowing it to no longer plague you, then you actually can experience more healing.
Exactly. Because the emotions, like when I talk to people, because I help them with releasing the stress and reducing emotions and entanglements in the past, I help them think about where the stress is coming from, where the emotions are coming from. Because once they identify it, they're more able to release it.
Mhm.
We can't control what's going out in our world today. We can only control how we react to it, right?
Definitely.
And the reaction are those emotions. And emotions drive thoughts and actions. And so it's important to, tone down things, release things, so that a good metaphor I use is that, you want the emotions are the ballasts to a balloon, a hot air balloon. And so you need to cut those off so you can float up into a high vibrational level and get up to joy and happiness and everything else, right?
I love that. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. Now you have products that are advanced harmonics, and we're going to talk today about harmonizing, um, physical and emotional. So can you give us some details?
Absolutely. My grandparents are naturopathic doctors, and they created this company together. My grandma got the formula from God when she was 40 years old about how to make these products. And so they're very rare, very unique. And we work with practitioners and the public all over the US. And it's basically liquid energy. They taste really good as well. Because, kids, I literally have kids, 1 years old, 2 years old, who say, "Mommy, I want my drops." And like, I literally gave one to my cousin's child. He took the bottle and took off running and
Oh
tried to
no.
drink the whole thing, and I was like, "That's great," so, help people at the energetic level, because whenever people take supplements, especially because our FDA unfortunately doesn't really regulate the quality of supplements. That's why I love companies like Longevity, is because they have really absorbable formulas. But people come to me and I muscle test supplements, capsules, powders, and I get no's most of the time with people who go to like Sprouts, Natural Grocers, Whole Foods, and get their supplements from them. It's because we're relying on the stomach acid to be able to break it down. We're assuming that people have the digestive tract to be able to break down, assimilate, and absorb all the nutrients. And that also people don't know that oftentimes there's all this bacteria, candida, fungus, mold, parasites, all these things that are in the gut and digestive tract that can block absorption and wreak havoc on the gut. So with our products, you don't have to even worry about that, because it doesn't work with the stomach acid. It works with energy. So it gets absorbed into the cell. And so it works with like liquid energy. So it's like just works with our cells and our DNA, and it's absorbed differently. And some people notice a difference right away. And we have products for anything you can think of, and also products for the emotions as well. We have products like for trauma and for stress and things like that. And people love it.
Mhm.
People notice a difference, and like when they don't take it, they're like, "Okay, I need this product because it really helps me," you know?
Now, you said that supplementation is not regulated, which is very, very true. But there is a difference between what you buy at something like Sprouts, and we have a Mother's out here, and other places. You think they would come from a good source because they're health food stores, right?
Yeah.
That GNC and Vitamin Shop and all those other places, I found weren't very good, because when I was releasing my initial 50 pounds, and then it turned out to be 70 overall, I was with energy, and I just didn't have any energy. And that's why at 50 pounds, I decided to go on maintenance. But then something came into my life that changed all that. And it's such a high quality nutritional product that I highly recommend. And yes, the company is Longevity, but I was really skeptical at the beginning. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yes.
But when you feel the difference in 4 days, and that was for me because I actually released weight, and when you release fat, you are getting rid of some toxins too. So my body was prepared for it, like already releasing all that weight. So what do you recommend? I feel that the products I use are very high quality. Have you
Mhm.
done muscle testing on them?
On longevity?
Yeah.
All the time. I have people from Longevity who come in and see me because I do in-person events with like Tom Chenault and Ben Fuchs. And so it's always good to have people muscle test your body. And even if your body gets a no right now, it's like, well, how do we prepare your body to be able to take this? So yeah, longevity, I would say, in terms of like capsules and powders, is the highest that I get for anybody when it comes to supplementation.
Yeah, but your gut needs to be prepared, meaning that your villi needs to not be, shortened by the gluten and the GMO crop foods. And there's a good bad food list I give people, because it does, if your villi is shortened, it doesn't have the same surface area to absorb the food and the nutrients you take, or even the medications that people will take.
Yeah.
So that's why it's important to be gluten-free. And people don't realize that it's just not wheat. It's oats, barley, rye, and other buckwheat too is the other thing that came to my mind. But my whole point is that it's here in the United States, we have too much GMO produce, and that's why we really need organic, like you said earlier,
Really.
so that we can digest things more efficiently. And another thing, we're affected by technology too, aren't we?
We are.
With EMF.
Oh,
So
yeah.
what do you want to say about that?
Yeah. So, with electromagnetic frequency, it just keeps getting worse. I would say maybe whenever you were a kid, we didn't have all these Wi-Fi devices. We didn't have all these TVs, cell phones, electric cars. And so, with all that increasing and 5G increasing and all these satellites and telephone wires, there's electromagnetic frequency that does affect our cells and our DNA, and it can cause circulation issues, joint issues. It can cause, even long-term cancer. And I can tell you a story. I had a client in California, and she was in chronic pain, like debilitating pain 24/7. And, I gave her some products, and she said she noticed zero difference, and her daughter was extremely sick too. And I said, okay, give me, put me on FaceTime. Let's go outside. Let's look outside your house. She literally had all the power lines intersecting right over her house, just radiated like crazy. It's like, oh my gosh, like that explains why you and her daughter was only like 17 years old, and they both had horrible health issues. They felt terrible. They had no energy. They couldn't sleep. And so with that being said, people that have back pain and neck pain, I always ask them, do you charge your cell phone right next to your head? They always say, yes, it's plugged in right behind me. It's right next to me. I'm like, get your phone out of your room, all the technology, at least 6 feet away, turn the Wi-Fi off at night when you sleep. Smart meters are a huge issue as well. It's important that we get EMF protection devices and things like that. I know that it really helped me sleep whenever I invested in some EMF protection. I have 2 devices on my phone, and I like to show people whenever they come and see me, the first thing I always do is test their cell phone. Everybody's arm, doesn't matter how strong they are. These big men with big muscles, their body goes weak and they can't keep their arm up. That's how I test, with the muscle.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
just doesn't matter how strong they are. They're weak and they can't keep their hand up. They're like, oh my gosh. I'm like, I just want to show you what it looks like to get a no. So it's like obvious that it's weakening your body. And then I have them test my phone, and my phone tests strong because I have 2. I invested a good amount of money in a couple of different radiation protection just because I want to make, and I have them on all my technology. I have them on the Wi-Fi router. I've got them on my laptop. I've got them on everything in my house because I just want to protect myself.
Yeah. Well, I'm actually wearing the pendant today.
I have one too. I love the pendant.
And yeah, so I wear it, whenever I'm in front of my computer screens, because when I have those long days when I'm on the computer, I just get zapped with energy. I really do.
Yeah.
And that's what you feel when you're in front of computers or even lights. Lights cause a problem for me too.
Yeah.
But one thing I noticed that I kind of shared this with you. I actually encourage people to do a 2-hour detox before they go to bed, because it's a really great time for you to meditate, maybe stretch or whatever you need to do, drink a cup of chamomile tea, to read a book, a regular book, not electronic book,
Yeah.
and fill your mind with, things that are kind of more relaxing. I just recently learned this from another guest who's an acupressurist, and she has what she calls clean your house, and she has you, cup your finger and breathe twice and go through each finger on each hand. And when you're doing this breathing for each finger, it relaxes you as you go over both hands doing it.
Yeah,
And
totally.
and it kind of brings up your energy body. That's the way she explains it. And so my whole point is I found different ways of binaurals, and also, what Mars is one that actually recommends that taught me that. But there's so many different ways that you can become, release your tension, wind down from the day, and be able to sleep better. And, doesn't the EFF affect your pineal gland too?
Totally. In a few different ways, but one in particular, this one has been published research. So I like to say things that you can prove. And, the pineal gland produces melatonin. And so EMF can actually inhibit the ability for your pineal gland to produce melatonin, and that can really affect sleep. And there's so many people who can't sleep. And so that's, is one of the ways. But yes, I mean, it definitely does affect us on many levels, especially the sleep and the pineal gland, things like that.
Yeah, I mean, and with time changes and things like that, or with people doing traveling to different states or different countries, it's important to set your circadian rhythm to where you are.
Yeah.
And I travel to Australia every once in a while, and it's like we arrive in the morning, so it's like, wow, that was a long night. And I have to stay up for the rest of the day.
Yeah.
But the whole point is you want to be in tune with the sun, and wake up in the morning and watch the sunset. Maybe have your cup of tea. I have tea. I don't drink coffee. A cup of tea, and enjoy it. Walk, in the direction of it. Just enjoy the outside and feel better with that. And then at night, as a signal to start winding down. And I know for us, the time change coming very close to, here in California, it probably is going to be toward the end of October. I don't know exactly when, but my whole point is that you will adjust your body to it, because it causes a lot of seasonal problems out there with people that can't handle the adjustment of time change or the seasons. And it's really important to have sun exposure. Don't you agree?
Absolutely. It's essential. And so right now we're getting less sun than we probably ever have. And children are getting less sun than maximum security prisoners right now. And
Really?
this,
Wow.
yeah. And the sun itself is pure light energy. Did you know that we are solar, human body?
Yeah, we're
And
energy. Yeah.
exactly. And so whenever we're exposed to the sun, it converts solar energy into photonic energy. And so you could say that it's essential to our health. It's pure light energy. And just like plants, if we don't have the sun, we will wilt. And what we'll start to notice first is depression, and we won't sleep as well. For me, I have to have sun exposure. I love living in Colorado. I live in Boulder, and I think it's considered one of the sunniest places in the US. And I'm so grateful. And then for the winter, I go to Hawaii for a few months because I need the sun, I need warmth. And so, we won't have as much energy. We won't be able to think as clearly. We won't sleep as well. We won't, have as healthy of emotions if we don't get enough sunshine. And not only that, but also being barefoot outside. I think so many people aren't doing that. And we've got to connect with nature. We are supposed to be regulated in nature. If we're barefoot outside, deep breathing, next to a waterfall with the sun hitting us, I mean, you can't really be in a bad mood if you're doing that all the time. You just can't. You'll eventually be like, okay, it's not that bad. So that's
I
how I
get it.
feel.
I'm outside all the time. Winter, summer, spring. Either I'm running, hiking, skiing, scuba diving. I'm outside.
Good for you.
And so it's just so wonderful being outside because, especially, you're grounding yourself with the ground, which is what you were talking about, and it just gives you energy from the earth and making you feel so much better, so in tune with the environment. And when you're outside in the environment as well, it's so wonderful and relaxing to see the vivid colorness, the reflection of light. Now in Colorado, the quaking of the leaves on the trees, on the aspen trees, the glistening of the snow,
Oh, yeah.
and the wind and chill and things like that. I ski pretty aggressively, so I'm like, oh, I love that wind because it's cooling me down. And so Aspen is one of my favorite places to ski. I've also skied in Breckenridge and things like that. So and also Park City and things like that. I skied even in Austria. So I
Wow.
am I am a skier. And my husband's a scuba diver, so I've scuba dived a lot of places too. And so obviously I love traveling. I love being exposed to the earth and what it has to offer, and listening to the kookaburras in Australia and listening to the seagulls here in Huntington Beach. It's just calming, the ocean waves and how they kind of oscillate and make you feel better and slow down your rhythm.
Mhm.
Being in tune with the earth is really a wonderful way of slowing you down and making you feel so much better. That's what we're here for. We're on earth for a reason. We're here to enjoy the
Yeah,
earth in our lives.
absolutely.
And, to get back more about the emotional, state, because we are energy. And I was saying that I'm very empathic. I kind of have to put boundaries up, and I've luckily learned from some people how to put those boundaries up. But emotional energy, the low vibrational energy can, tax me just as much as, the EMF. So when we talk about we are an energy body, how can we preserve this energy body with good nutrition and what you have to offer?
That's a great question. So, what, like my intro, you mentioned that I like to teach people how to become their own healer because I can only provide you the wisdom or the knowledge, but you've got to take your health into your own hands. You're the one who's got to cook healthy organic food, get outside and move your body, do deep breathing. Did you know you can lose 3 pounds of toxins a week with just doing slow rhythmic breathing? That's inhale for 6 seconds, hold for 7 seconds, and exhale for 7 seconds. That doing that 5 minutes a day, you can lose 3 pounds of toxins a week, and you can really regulate your nervous system, and you'll sleep better and have more energy, and detoxing the body on its own, that's free. You don't have to even pay anything to do that, and make sure that you're breathing clean air. It's probably better to do it outside than inside. And making sure that you're in an environment that's lifting you up. I know people who are in stressful environments. Some people have a really abusive boss that is going to wreak havoc. Making sure that we're just doing our best to live a purposeful life. People who don't have a purposeful life are 54% more likely to have depression or anxiety. And that's a high number, people who don't have a purpose. And unfortunately, the school systems in the United States don't encourage creativity or purpose or encourage that learning can be fun and exciting. In fact, it does the opposite. So a lot of people go about their lives just learning how to, work for somebody else and do something they don't enjoy so they can make money, then enjoy their lives when they're not working. So however, just making sure that you have some type of purpose and something that lights you up in your life, because that can really help you. And spiritual is really important as well. I think it's important to talk about the effect of spirituality and health because there's mental, emotional, physical, and spiritual, and you've got to have all four. And if any one is missing, you can't have the whole picture. And so some people have a lot of trauma when it comes to spirituality because of judgment or condemnation they've received from people or churches or whatever. But it's always good to just develop this inner peace that you have and connect with God, whatever that looks like. I think it's so important that, we approach God. That's not something that's judgment or hateful or, it doesn't have to be so heavy. It can be light, it can be loving. And so it's always good for people to find that truth within themselves. And you don't have to listen to other people. You can find that within yourself, what your truth is.
Exactly.
And that's really important. And like also clean water It's so important. Supplementation is so important, knowing that you're getting good quality supplements, good quality food. Also, it's good to eat a wide variety of vegetables with all the different colors. Like red beets are really important because they're blood building. And people that have circulation issues, especially women, we lose a lot of blood because we have periods. So it's important that we eat foods that are red, green, and purple because those are blood building, and good that we just give our bodies good nutrition. And so anyway, with that being said, and all the sunshine and stuff that we talk about, and then also meditation and mindfulness practice, I think is also essential. And just putting on relaxing music and just breathing, going within, and just having a gratitude journal can be life-changing for people to go over at the end of the night all the things that you're grateful for, stuff that happened, little cute things during the day, like you saw this cute little puppy, or this beautiful older lady smiled at you or something. Like, just think about the little things in your day that made you happy. Write them down. And in the morning, think about all the things you have in your life that you're grateful for. It's so easy to get caught up in the things that upset us or that annoy us or things we don't like. It's so easy to focus on those. But if we're focusing and giving our attention to things that we're grateful for, things that we want, things that are healthy, and things that light us up, then we'll actually start to attract more of that. And,
Yes.
if you're ever feeling sick or under the weather, you're supposed to donate to charity or go help somebody, that'll, because our cells are all alive. There's trillions of cells, and they're intelligent, and they're paying attention. And where we're in a stressful environment and we're sending hate to the world, our bodies are going to send hate back to us.
Yes, it will.
So if we're putting good things out there, helping people, lifting other people around us up, not like in a way that's sacrificing yourself, but in a way that's like, coming from a good place with a full cup. Fill up our cup is another one. But that's a way, like, if you're ever feeling under the weather, make somebody's day, go for a walk, and also making sure that we do what we can to fill up our own cup.
Yeah. Whenever I walk, especially during a certain time in the last few years, I always wave at people and say, hello.
Yeah.
And that's how I became, more noticeable in my neighborhood. Because here I am smiling, I'm running, and I'm saying, hi. People just need to be more outgoing and just say hi and express, and smile, because it does come back at you. You're putting out love there, and you're putting out a feeling that's going to make them smile too. And, if I accidentally don't say hi because if my mind's involved in something, somebody says, oh, hi, Debbie. And I'm like, oh, sorry. Hi, how you doing?
Yeah.
And so that's my whole point. It's just like, you just need to get out there and, uplift others, and don't judge people, and don't, just love people.
Mm.
Even give, it's okay to give people hugs, everybody.
Yes, I love hugs.
My whole point is that, we were so closed down for a while, and it's best that we get that behind us and move forward. Because, as we advance, we're just going to, be a lot happier and be able to do a lot of things. And we need to not be so worried about what's going on in the world. Yeah, we need to be aware of it, but not so worried about it, because that's just going to bring you down.
Totally. Like you said, we were like locked down for a while, and we were told, don't touch each other, distance yourself. And I think that did create a lot of just anxiety and depression, because we need each other. Like, the herd immunity is a real thing. We need to touch each other and hug each other and love each other. And like, it's actually a basic human need. A child at birth, if they're not touched as a baby, they either will die or their brain won't fully develop. And what does that tell you? It's essential to our biology and our well-being. And also, a child that's not touched at birth, they won't develop what's called mirror neurons. So it's going to be harder for them to self-reflect or feel empathy. And those people can become psychopaths. I've seen it. I've witnessed people who weren't touched as a baby, and they grew up to be psychopaths because they weren't touched, they weren't loved, and so they didn't develop efficiently. So
Yeah.
it's still a need. It's still a need, even if we're not infants.
Send out kindness, send out love, send out, whatever you can do for the world out there, because that's really important. What is your offer for my audience today?
So I can offer a 15-minute free discovery call. And also I'm doing discounts on my virtual sessions right now. Right now for the month of October, I'm only $75 a session. That's $50 off. That's a good deal in my opinion.
Yes, it is.
I know that I just want to help more people and reach more people out there because there's so many people who need help. And a lot of people don't have money. I'm noticing that lately. A lot of people are really struggling financially, I think, in this economy. It seems like it's just getting worse and people can't make ends meet. And so health is something that I want people to have access to and to be able to afford healthcare. So go ahead and go to my website. Yeah, she attached that little
Yeah, so
where-
you can go to her calendar at bit.ly/Dr. Taylor Mitchell calendar, and she spells Taylor Tayollor, Mitchell Mitchell, and you can set up a time with her, and you can talk to her about her advanced harmonic products. And with my clients, if you go to her, if you go from the show to her, just mention Debi changes lives, because I can more than help you as well, and talk to you about what I offer and what she offers. And we're going to be working as a team together. So I am fascinated with her products. They're full of some great components. Some of them have herbals, some have essential oils, some have other things in it, but they are blended with love. That's what the harmonic energy is all about, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So, Dr. Mitchell, I'd love to have you back on my show. I think your offer is fantastic. Will you be a guest again?
Absolutely. Would be happy to. This is so much fun.
Okay. Well, I need to wrap up the show so we can have time for closing remarks, okay?
Okay, great.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Remember, I do revitalize people's lives in many different areas of health. I can't help correct your gut and give you mental clarity, because I guide you to clean, toxic-free foods that she was mentioning, and high-quality essential nutrient products that will reduce symptoms. You'll feel better and possibly release weight and uplift your mood. My mindset coaching helps you release stress, emotions, and entanglements from the past. So I am enhancing your mindset. My other coaching for health optimization and weight release is making your body more efficient. So ask me about my programs at my complimentary consultation button of Debi Changes Lives, which is DebiChangesLive as in victory, es.com/Linktree. And there you get to know me. You can go to the next slide. I get to know you, and I can guide you to optimal health. And it begins with some evaluations. My first one is the health evaluation, which you can go to the next slide, where you're going to be rating your symptoms in the last 30 days in 4 categories of health. Some questions repeat, answer them all, and you'll get a health score, and I'll review it with you. If you move forward with my services, of course, you'll get a custom strategy, and we'll be reviewing this on a monthly basis. And then I have 2 different Zyto scans. I prefer to do the Zyto Link because I can do it remotely, internationally, and I actually sent one to South Africa. Zyto Link is a transdermal optical imaging app that I send to your phone. You scan your face for 30 seconds. It's only looking at blood flow for components of energetic, functional, and emotional, and different body systems and lifestyles. And you heard hers, your emotions do affect some body organs. And we do, it gives you wellness reports of biomarkers out of range and products and services that bring it back into range. And I do review it with you. The cost of the scan is $50. If you move forward with any of my programs or products, you get a $25 discount on them. And the transdermal optical imaging app is very accurate. It's also known as TOI. You can look that up in pubmed.gov. So I also have a package of 5 scans for the price of 4, saving $50. Get your first Zyto Link scan just to see what it's like. You'll be amazed what your body tells you. And also on the site are my programs. And I have many of them. You can go to the next slide. Take Your Body Back is a 12-week weight release program with mindset coaching. And you'll be using a new version of you and an avatar board for your success. And all coaching is on Zoom. The first one's private to you, because I go over your health and also give you a choice of 2 different meal plans and directions on one, and also give you directions how to create that new version of you and avatar board that drive you with emotion and passion to achieve your health and weight transformation journey. Then all the rest of the coaching will be celebrating your wins, and I'll be guiding over your gaps with health and mindset tips. You will become a new you. You can watch a previous episode called Holistic Self-Love on my show button or ask me questions. Why Fast is an intermittent fasting program that gets your cells and body humming and in turn boosts your metabolism with rich, dense nutrition and high-quality nutrients. Any intermittent fasting program is going to help you repair your cells, give you mental clarity, and reduce inflammation. Ask me questions about it. If you need some coaching, I do have some small programs that are 2 or 4 week programs to get you started. Of course, you can start with those small programs with my mindset coaching as well as health optimization, but really you need a little bit more time, and I do create custom programs. For a limited time, I'm offering Debi's coaching chats, which is the 30-minute, you can go next slide, program, complimentary coaching session in an intimate group setting, and a survey picks the topic. I'll talk about how to optimize your health, releasing weight efficiently, releasing stress and emotions, as well as how to harmonize your hormones and creating a winning mindset. Use that mindset for your health and weight transformation. And also I will be talking to you how to create that avatar board. It's on Tuesdays at 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern. And you do need to go to debbichangeslife.com, but this time /chats. Once you do that, you'll know what my coaching is like. And finally, learn more about alternative health programs, products, and services, upcoming events, shows, and promos by subscribing to my newsletter, which is at debbichangeslives.com. But this is /radio TV show. And I give you a gift of a 30-day health and mindset daily action journal where you can record your gratitudes, thoughts, feelings, emotions, the foods that you ate, the water you drank, the nutritional products you took, as well as your exercise on a daily basis. You can even track your measurements. You want to review this on a weekly, daily, monthly basis. See your wins and celebrate them. See your gaps to work on them. If you need help with your gaps, you contact me for some coaching. I'm certain that you found this show educational, inspiring, and enjoyed it. And remember to reach out to me for my program, products, and services, and reach out to Dr. Taylor Mitchell for her services and products as well. And you can always ask me questions about her products and mine. Do we have some time for Dr. Taylor to come back? Oh, she's not there. Anyways, I kind of wish she was, but I guess she stepped away for a reason. But, you know, she is a phenomenal naturopath, and she's so down to earth. And I highly encourage you to contact her. So continue to enjoy my radio and TV show on Thursdays at 3 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Eastern, where your holistic journey begins.